Hello, man. I've got a book in front of me that I purchased probably 5 or 6 years ago. It's by a couple named Aaron and Jennifer Smith. I get no money from them. I've never met them. I have no ties to them at all. This is just a book that I found and I purchased. And like I said, about 5 or 6 years ago, I purchased it, read it for a while, put it down, and quite honestly, maybe a year went by, and then I picked it up again and started reading it again. It's called 31 Prayers for Your Future Wife, and it's exactly what it says. There's 31 prayers in here for future wife. Along with that, there's exercises and questions that are more inwardly focused towards the person who's reading it, me. And it's a great book because it's given me hope and it's given me direction. Like a lot of us who are divorced, you go through a lot of stages after your divorce of being a single man. And when I went through that period in the beginning, I was dating for fun. I was dating for sport. And it was great. I met a lot of wonderful, beautiful, smart women along the way. But my mindset at the time was, hey, I'm having fun. I was in a long-term marriage, and I'm having fun now after I got through the depression and all of the things I had to go through to find myself. And along that journey, I realized that everybody's in a different spot. The women I were dating, a lot of them were looking to be married, and I made it very clear. I never lied. I was very upfront. I was very truthful, saying I'm not there. I'm probably never going to be there. I don't see the reason on having to get married again to prove myself to you, to prove myself to myself. Just multiple reasons not wanting to be married at all. As the journey continued, I went from not wanting to be married at all to understanding, hey, marriage is not a bad thing, and maybe married to the right person, it could be a great thing. To meeting someone, having to go through all of that with them, to finally realizing, what am I doing? Why am I dating anymore? Because she's standing right in front of me. And along that journey, this book helped me also get there. And it's a book, like I said, that has 31 prayers. And how it's done is there's a prayer over on the right-hand side. And then over on the left-hand side, it gives you what that prayer is about. And this particular one is intimacy with God. And then it gives a Bible verse, John 14:21. And then what I did was I wrote what that message was, what that passage was, so I had it in the book. And then what I started doing, because this is me, this is just my style, is I started writing in it. I started underlining in the beginning, underlining things in the prayer that resonated with me. Then I started writing what that verse was, so I had it in the book. All the intention was never to let anybody see this. This was my private journal, if you would. And then it morphed into my deep thoughts about the woman that I was praying for, the woman that I was hoping to become my wife, my future wife, to prayers, to everything in between. And now what this book is, it's 200 pages, and almost all the pages are completed except what you see is a yellow sticky noted pages that I still have to, let me find one, that I still have to write, like here. This is a challenge, and it says, write her a letter. Write a letter to your future wife. Hold on to this until your wedding day, then give it to her as a special gift. Well, you can see that's blank right now. So I don't know if I'll write that letter in here or physically write a letter and then put it in here. I don't know yet. But there's some pages, like I said, that I've not done with. And then also what I've done is I've cut out pages to blank pages to fit this, and I probably have another 30 or 40 pages that I've written on, that I've put my own prayers in, that I put my own thoughts to, and I'll eventually glue those into this book. So this book will be larger than what the authors had intended. And what I'm in my head now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand this to my future wife at the wedding and say, this is for you. This is a book that I created, or my thoughts and my love is here for you. What woman isn't going to open this book and love the deep thoughts and the thoughts that I have for her here? And also what I will say is I'm going to tell her that you can call me out, that if I wrote something in here that I'm not fulfilling as a Christian man, as a godly man, as a man who loves you completely, that you can point it out and say, hey, here you say such and such. Here you say you will treat me, that your actions are going to always put me first. And I don't see that. And I'm giving her the permission to call me out, which frightens me a little bit, quite honestly, but I really do mean what I say in here, and my heart is in this book completely. And as I give this to her, I know that I'm giving myself up to her and saying, with you and along with God, I want us to walk together in this marriage. I didn't do that my first marriage. I'm not saying it was a bad marriage at all, but I just didn't do a lot of things that I've learned getting older, that I've learned with self-reflection, that I do not want to repeat in my second marriage. So I can't wait to be able to hand this to the woman that I'm giving my heart to, for her to also see where my heart is with her. Guys, I can't, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that this book could be your journal. This book could be a roadmap for you. This book could be just when you're in the place where you don't know, when you come to the place where you're dating and dating now doesn't seem to be fulfilling you, that you want more intention. I'm intentionally dating with an eye on marriage, on finding that woman. So when you come to that spot, this book could be something that could help you walk through that journal, walk through that path for you. Doesn't have to look like this at all. You could simply create this for yourself and never give it to her. That was my intention in the beginning, and then it morphed into this. So again, I'm trying to just put out things that have helped me through my pathway, through my journey to eventually what I hope is a future wife. I don't believe God would have led me down this path if his intention was for me not to be married. I now have it on my heart. And it's not been easy. I will say it's not been easy. But I'm grateful that I'm not bitter, and I'm grateful that I'm not harboring ill will with my first wife, and harboring anything other than love and looking for that woman I could share the rest of my life with. So I hope in some way this has helped you, to give you hope, because that's what this has done for me, and to brighten what could be a darkness for you right now, if that's where you're at. So man, I will continue to pray for you. I don't know you, but I continue to pray for men who are divorced, who are struggling, who are looking for some light at the end of the tunnel, because brother, I've been there. And I hope maybe this will give you a little bit of brightness there. I appreciate the time. Thanks.